If you see a therapy dog strolling through the halls of your local hospital, there's a good chance that it's a golden retriever. Their goofy smiles and bushy tails that never stop wagging instantly bright up any room. But they're not just simple sweethearts. They're athletic hunting dogs that were bred to retrieve game in the marshes and the fields for hunters. They're also brave search and rescue dogs. Groot, the golden retriever, helped find an elderly couple that was lost in the woods for 8 days following a Valentine's Day hike. And even with their admirable bravery, their loyal, gentle, sweet nature makes them great for kids, so they're some of the best family dogs. However, not everyone has had such a wonderful experience with golden retrievers. There's been some shady stuff going on recently, so if you're considering getting a golden retriever, then you need to be careful. This might come as a surprise to you, since this is a channel all about golden retrievers, and I'm obsessed with my golden Oliver. But some people aren't getting the wonderful dog that we all know that golden retrievers can be. They're bringing home skittish, unhealthy puppies and are unknowingly supporting people that abuse dogs. So in this video, you'll see what the big problem is and what you can do about it. In 2020, golden retrievers were the 4th most popular dog breed according to the AKC. In a study that we did, we found that 48% of golden retriever owners have had more than one. And we found that 4.9% of golden retrievers have had 6 or more. And Tucker Budzin has over 10 million followers between Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. We are obsessed with golden retrievers, and it's not just mere mortals like us. Celebrities like Jackie Chan, Erin Andrews, Joe Rogan, Miranda Lambert, and several other celebrities are also golden retriever lovers. Because they're so popular, they're very expensive. You can expect to pay about $1,000 to $3,000 for a golden. And in the study that we did, we found that 7.7% of people paid more than $3,000 for their puppy. And this was before the pandemic. Many of the breeders in my area have actually doubled their prices in the last 2 years. But even with this high price tag, there is still a long wait list if you want to get a golden retriever puppy. It could take you months or even over a year if you want to get a dog from some breeders. And golden retriever rescues have long wait lists too. I talked to a rescue a couple weeks ago, and she said they have over 100 people on their list. Some rescues have even stopped accepting new applicants because their wait lists are so long. The demand for golden retrievers is way higher than the supply. Because of that, it's attracted inexperienced breeders and, even worse, scam artists. Responsible breeders want to improve the breed. Their dogs are hip, elbow, eye, and heart certified, and often their dogs' parents, grandparents, and even great-grandparents are too. And good breeders socialize and handle their puppies from day one. They're getting them used to people and the world around them so that they're well adjusted for life outside of their puppy pen. By the time that you take them home, they've started potty training, they've been exposed to things like the vacuum and the TV and the radio, and they've met many different people, different types of people, and sometimes other dogs and other animals like cats or horses. Responsible breeders care about the health and the temperament of their puppies, and they also care about where they're sending their puppies to. These puppies are an extension of their family, and they want to make sure that they're going to a good home. But this isn't the case with all breeders, and that's where the big problem is. If you get a dog from a breeder who's inexperienced or is just in it for the money, it's much more risky. You could get a puppy who's not socialized. They're going to be more anxious and skittish when you take them home, and they're probably going to be harder to train. Your puppy might have a higher risk of health problems due to the breeder's lack of health testing before breeding their dogs. Goldens should have their hips, elbows, eyes, and heart tested before they start breeding. But if a breeder is just in it for the money, they're probably not going to do that. And this is especially a big problem with golden retrievers because they're not the most healthiest breed in the first place. According to the Morris Animal Foundation, up to 60% of golden retrievers are going to experience cancer in their life. They're also susceptible to hip, skin, and heart problems, among other things. You also might get a puppy with temperament issues. Good breeders make sure that the dogs that they're breeding have wonderful temperaments that they're going to hopefully pass on to their puppies. But breeders that are only in it for the money are just trying to crank out as many puppies as possible, no matter how healthy they are or no matter what their temperament is like. With inexperienced or irresponsible breeders, there's also a higher risk of inbreeding, and this could create even more health or temperament issues. Plus, you might not even get a golden retriever. One of my friends purchased a purebred golden retriever puppy from this breeder down the street. A few weeks later, as that puppy started to get older, they started to think that maybe this isn't actually a purebred golden retriever. And as it turns out, it was a lab mixed with a golden. Unknown to the breeder, one of their labs accidentally got a little frisky with one of their golden retrievers. The dog turned out to be amazing, but if you're going to spend a couple $1,000s on a dog, you probably want to know what you're getting. If you're dealing with shady, money-hungry characters, then if something goes wrong, chances are they're not going to support you and they probably won't give you a refund. And we're just talking puppies here. Backyard breeders will often have poor living conditions for the dogs that they're forcing to breed. Now, all that we've just talked about assumes that you'll even get a puppy. People are so desperate for a puppy because of the long waiting list that they're easily falling for scams. Scam artists are stealing other people's pictures of puppies, posting them in Facebook groups saying, hey, puppies available, DM for more info. Then when people DM them, they're telling them, hey, I've only got a couple left, so put down a deposit now if you want to save your spot. That's the last that these victims ever hear from them, and now they're out $300 to $500. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get a good dog from your neighbor's cousin's Golden's litter. You definitely can, and there are thousands of dogs out there to prove it. And I'm not saying that $4,000 puppies from a show dog are better than dogs from backyard breeders. What I am saying is that you run a higher risk of getting an unhealthy puppy because their parents weren't tested before they bred. You might also run a higher risk of getting a puppy with a poor temperament because the puppies weren't properly handled and socialized before they came to you. And you might be supporting somebody who's mistreating dogs. It's not Golden Retriever's fault that they're so popular, but it could hurt many puppies, it could hurt you as a potential puppy owner, and it can hurt the breed in the long term. So what can you do? The first thing is to leave the breeding to the pros. I hope that after watching this video, you understand why. You can also focus on the two things that you can control. If you're getting a Golden Retriever puppy, then you can control where you get them. Be sure to choose a reputable breeder that health tests their dogs before they breed them. Go see where the dogs live and where the puppies will be raised. Make sure that they're handling and socializing the puppies at an early age. And make sure that they're knowledgeable about the breed. You're looking for a Golden Retriever nerd, someone who shows or trains or hunts with Golden Retrievers and wants to further improve the breed. If you want more tips for how to find a reputable Golden Retriever breeder, I'll drop a link to a blog post down in the description. You can also control what you feed your dog. If you want to increase the odds that your dog is as healthy as they can be, no matter where you got them from, then you should feed them a high quality dog food. Don't feed them cheap Walmart food. Even if it's more expensive, you're going to save money on vet bills in the long term, and you're going to save a bunch of heartache for yourself. To decide what to feed your Golden Retriever, talk to your reputable breeder or your vet. And if you want to see what the most popular foods for Golden Retrievers are this year, then take a look at the survey results down in the description. But take them with a grain of salt and really think about what your vet says. You can also control how much you feed your Golden Retriever. Goldens love food, and because of that, they're prone to obesity. But we already learned that they're susceptible to joint and heart issues, so them being obese is just going to make that worse. Talk to your vet and feed them an appropriate amount so that they maintain a healthy weight. If you're considering getting a Golden Retriever, or if you've already got one, then check out this video about the 10 things that I wish I knew before I got a Golden Retriever. It'll save you time, money, and headaches. And if you want what's best for the breed in the long term, then be sure to give this video a like so that more people can see it. And subscribe to keep up with the best Golden Retriever videos on YouTube. Alright, I'm out. Thank you for watching. And remember, never take your Golden Retriever for granted and always check your poop bags for holes.